John Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
And welcome back, everybody, to the unpopular review Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx, the Z is Silent Wrestling Show. And frankly, people, you've heard the rest. Now it's time for you guys to tune into the best, because wrestling news, Dice Man broke out all over the world yesterday, and wrestling fans, like always, went fucking berserk and crazy. So we are here to set the record straight, give you real information, hashtag death to dirt sheets. Don't tell me, what's that YouTube show? Wrestle this or wrestle that. They don't know shit. But we do. Listen, guys, my name is Mike Knoxxx, and indeed I spell my name with 3 X's. Because frankly, like the executive consultant refuses to understand, I am the head of the table. And you see this shirt on I got right now, just to prove all you smart marks out there, I am a Heyman guy. And Heyman guys got fired. Look at my right. I got my right hand man. I'm gonna stop right now because he about to go crazy. There he is.
You know who it is. It's the Dice Man, aka Big Kifk in the chat. That's where I'm leaving it. Right there.
Right there. Whoa. Okay.
Right there.
Well,
right there.
I like it. Listen, guys. In case fuck it. Y'all know what happened yesterday, okay?
Everybody.
The WWE released a bunch of wrestlers, and let's just go through what they've just done this year alone. All right, we got Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana, which is funny because on Monday's show I said Lana should go back to AEW, right? Or be with her husband. So that's funny. The next day she gets fired. Buddy Murphy, Santina Garrett, Velveteen Dream, Duke, Vanessa Bourne, Skylar Story, Ezra Judge, Aleister Wolf, which was on NXT, got jumped and was fired the next day. Daniel Bryan wasn't released, so this list that I'm reading off of, I don't know why Daniel Bryan's name's on here. His contract was up. There are 2 different things. Like I said before, I won't guarantee it, but if I can guarantee anything, Daniel Bella will be back. Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickey James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas. That one kind of hurt me, but he's, he wasn't doing that with him. I'm just a Bo Dallas fan. Wesley Blake. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Dice. I saw Wesley for a second. Okay. Mojo Rollins, Andrade, The Big Show again was not released. Okay, people. His contract was up. All right. Steve Coulter and Lars Sullivan, who was fired. Dice Man, I'm going to actually just shift this to you first, because I'm always the one that runs my mouth and get angry with fans. All right. So since yesterday, we got this news and all hell has broken loose. And I'm just going to say this as a disclaimer, guys. Wrestling fans, when the pandemic started and I don't know, millions of Americans all lost their jobs, I didn't hear none of y'all bitching and complaining. Not a single one. But when these wrestlers lose their jobs, like there's not 50,000 other fucking wrestling promotions they can go wrestle for, lose their jobs, the internet goes crazy. So from there, like I said, we're going to piece this thing back together and bring it all together and tell you exactly what exactly is actually going on, who said what, when, where, and how. And just like I said, this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. Take off your smart marks and put on your intelligent wrestling fan. And yes, and I don't want to hear this trash, Christopher Epps and Mr. Lopez. That's the problem with WWE now. It's a business. Everything's a fucking business. What are you talking about? Do you go to Wawa? Do you go to McDonald's? Do you go, which you shouldn't go to McCancer, but wherever it is you go, it's all a business. And everything has always been handled as a business. You live in America, don't you? Well, they stole this fucking country from the Mexicans and the Indians, okay? So let's put it straight. Dice Man, the Z is not silent today. Let them hear it.
So what we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
We're talking about fans losing, gotten their thongs in the arse from all these wrestlers that no one ever gave shit about. No one cared about Braun Strowman.
You heard what you see. The first thing that I said in one of the groups that we in, y'all was not checking for no fucking Braun Strowman. You wasn't checking for Lana. You wasn't checking for Alistair. You just started getting back into Alistair because he came back.
Right.
But you wasn't checking for him. It was like he wasn't even there. And Murphy, he's been off of TV, so nobody's been worried about him. Lana, she's involved in this makeshift tag team with Naomi. Nobody cares about her. They tried, they failed for the belts. Back of the line. Ruby Riott, untapped potential that they just didn't know what to do with. That was the biggest surprise for me because she's well liked back there, but whatever. But I looked at it. The only surprise to me was the fact that I got the notification.
Right. That was the biggest news.
That was it.
That was it.
Because
nothing more.
As wrestling fans, we like to look at wrestling news. It's just a part of the nature. It's just like watching, football or basketball. Every now and then, every day. When I get up in the morning, now I get on that toilet, I hit my Google articles. I'm going to look up my team's news. I'm going to look at sport news. First NFL, then NBA,
right?
then MLB.
Facts. Talk about
and then I'm going to wrestling.
Talk about it.
And that morning,
in that order, almost in that order.
And the day before, there was no rumblings, nothing. All is well that ends well with wrestling, and we just got done with the AEW Double or Nothing. So I figured all the news should be circling around AEW, and which most of it was like backstage stuff. And then that notification comes while I'm working, and I'm like, you know what? What the fuck? But the picture that they used was Braun Strowman in the article.
Yes,
that's the biggest name.
That was the biggest name.
That was the biggest name. Because he has the biggest fucking contract, and
he has the most money.
As soon as I saw this picture, I'm like, as he should have been gone, as he should have fucking been gone. They didn't have nothing for him. He probably didn't have anything for him to do. He probably didn't have any ideas of what his character could evolve into, and there's no room for him. There's no room for him at all, and there's no room for that contract that he has. It's no different than a boss at your job if you're not the supervisor, right, who's being paid almost a whatever you get and a half more than you just to sit there and do nothing. Why are y'all so mad at this? I don't understand. Why are y'all so mad at this? And I don't want to hear, well, this is why WWE is shit now. What did I just tell y'all? Y'all wasn't checking for them.
No, it wasn't.
This wasn't Randy fucking Orton. This wasn't Bobby Lashley. This wasn't Roman Reigns. This wasn't Seth Rollins. It was none of them. And y'all sitting up here and talk about, well, this is why WWE is trash now. Are they? But you continue to watch.
Blind tag. Because they're going to say, I am a pro wrestling fan. Okay. I have been doing radio podcasts, however you want to categorize it, for over 12 years now. Okay. I have put in over we're almost up 4,000 episodes. Okay. Over 2 million listens. So I've been doing this. And so I'm not getting paid. I said this on Monday's show. WD doesn't pay me. Tony Khan doesn't pay me. My wife doesn't even pay me. Okay. I do this, and I got into this because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of all these so-called journalists giving out fake information. Is why I say hashtag deaf to dirt sheets. And I got my man Seaman Beaming on check in with us in a second, give his 2 cents. But I want people to understand something when I say this, is that I need wrestling fans to stop acting as if they're not human, right? Meaning, again, I want to bring this up. My man Derek, I don't know why things aren't coming through Dice. Do you know how sometimes Facebook won't have their comments come through? Yeah. My man Derek Mitchell put it the best way, and I said earlier in the show, there's AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan. And then like these guys can't get other jobs. When tens of thousands of people got fired at Disney World and Disneyland, they had nowhere to go. Okay. Not only do half these guys make good money, they have other places to go. Thirdly, as you said, and I got one just reiterate it. It ain't like listen, I know you're going to read Booker T's comments, but it stood out to me so much because No bullshit. We have said this for about 2 years, you and me, right? And Booker T said it best. And Dice, you know I catch a lot of flack when I say this. I'd be like, it's not always the company's fault when someone doesn't get over. And I hate that everybody blames everything on the company when somebody, listen, I get, if it's like, if everybody's sitting in a Notorious B.I.G. movie and my man say, yo, you put me in a jungle, I'm going to come out. If you put me in a jungle butt naked, I'm going to come out with a lion-shaped skin shirt, jacket, shoes. Give me my chance. Like Eminem said, if you only got one chance to do, what you going to do with it? These cats wasn't reaching for no proverbial brass ring all the time. Okay? Aleister Black was given the moon. None of y'all was checking for that guy. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. Y'all wasn't buying no merchandise. Then I
know I was asleep.
Then I heard people say, oh, the Hurt Business. Fucking MVP himself. Not just me, she owns into my word, which is always the truth. If you don't like it, listen anyway. MVP told you. Your retweets don't mean shit. You didn't buy no shirts.
Buying the shirts.
What shirts did you buy? So don't tell me, oh, they broke up the Hurt Business too. And then Braun Strowman, let's keep it a bean, y'all. Let's just be real here for 1 second. Through all those death-defying feats, this man done put down a damn Titantron. He done flipped over the Miz and Johnny Drip with the drip stick in the van. And you motherfuckers still wasn't checking for that man. Okay? I got a Monster Among Men shirt. It ain't had nothing to do with Braun Strowman. Braun! I brought that shirt because I thought, what does it say? A Monster Among Men? It says we're frozen, but he still hears us. It ain't frozen on my I'm watching on my Facebook, and so
I'm watching on my Facebook.
Yeah. So that's just your shit, Willie Beeman, because you in the car. Okay. So that's your shit. But you know, that's the reason why I got a Braun Strowman shirt, was because it was cool with, you know, I'm a monster among men. But our emotions aside now, let's get editorial, Dice, okay?
All right, let me switch gears. Let's get professional.
No, but before you switch gears, I will bring Beeman and Steeman in here real fast, okay? So you can get his thoughts out, because right now we're giving our opinions about what people thought. So I'm gonna get Beeman on the show, because frankly, I fuck with this guy right here. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. I fucks with this man right here. Steeman,
yo, what's up, good people? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you got all that damn hair out and shit.
Like taco meat.
Hey, I'm making beef burritos over here, goddammit. I got more hair on my chest than you got on your hairline, Mike. Leave me alone.
That's facts. My hairline is missing. It's all the way back here.
Leave it. Hey, man. Hey, what's going on, brothers? Thank y'all for having me on. I ain't mean to, impose.
No. You vibe the way I vibe. So when you say, can I say a word? Motherfucking right. My pocket's looking kind of tight. Go ahead.
Goddamn right. Anyway, because we got the complexion for the protection on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't speak my language. I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is the Round the Bloxxx and the Zia Silent Wrestling Show. You can say whatever. You can say shit, balls, cock. Just gotta say earmuffs. That's
earmuffs. This lady got a whole heap of ass that just walked by me. I'm sorry if y'all.
Well, you didn't flip the camera so that people couldn't see it, so we don't know. She might have a fat ass like Big Mama instead of a fat ass woman. I can't see shit.
It's too late now.
My bad. Man, look, let's talk about
what's your thoughts.
Releases. But first of all, I want to understand why the wrestling community cares so much. Because let's be clear, Vince and his relationship with Trump made wrestling a fucking essential job, like a fucking grocery store.
Oh, I know what the problem is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So with that being said, during this pandemic, whatever. If your star was gonna rise, it was gonna rise doing this. We seen Roman become a whole better on the mic, just a whole better personality. We seen people like Bailey shine, just a rack of others. Even the Hurt Business. To me, the Hurt Business is one of the best factions, one of the best stables during the during the pandemic, just period. Like So I really don't give a fuck that they broke him up, because Shelton Benjamin, he's athletic but has no charisma. He needs to be
it's been probably his second greatest run as a professional wrestler in WWE. The Hurt Business.
Now I want to give props to MVP, because like when Kofi Mania was happening, he was in the bar crying with us in New York. So to see him become a top tier on the manager and re-innovate his wrestling career, that was amazing during the pandemic in my eyes. Now, let's be clear. Aleister Black, Wasn't nobody buying his fucking match, his merch. Wasn't nobody paying attention to him raising up like a motherfucking vampire.
It's too demonic. Demonic characters outside the Undertaker will never sell in the WWE. It hasn't been proven yet that they sell. Bray Wyatt's the closest,
Well,
and that's the Fiend.
I'm
Because
glad
Bray
you brought
Wyatt
that
didn't
up.
sell.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's one of WWE's biggest missteps, biggest backfires. It's not being as though Taker was going out. They should have been doing some vignettes where he was passing that supernatural dark side torch to Bray, to the Fiend.
Well, see, I'm gonna cut you off right there because they already did that. Him being there alone, I think that's gonna say this thing I said. That's our wrestling fans outside Undertaker and Kane has not ever accepted anybody else having these powers. Everybody complain. People hate the Fiend for whatever reason. Other than Kane and Taker, nobody else.
You want to know why they hate the Fiend? They hate the Fiend now because they feel like the Fiend should be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. He should be fucking undefeated right now. The Fiend should be fucking undefeated. I'm telling you.
I can't go with that. I can't go with that. But I understand the reasoning why people would feel like that, but
they booked him horribly. Like, how the fuck do he lose to Randy Orton? Because Alexa
remember,
motor oil running down her face.
Don't believe in reports, right? Until I check my statuses, right? So you see, you haven't seen him back on TV since. It was a personal thing. He asked to be gone from television. They saying he's having a very difficult time, dealing with emotion. Shout out to my man Scotty. What's going on? You know who you are. Okay. Mr. Emotional Call Thomas.
So if he asked for that before the Mania match,
yes.
Why make him win just so he can disappear
go back and
leave on TV?
Right. Absolutely. Did we lose Beeman?
I think we lost him. I think
we lost Beeman?
But what about Kane? My man said the devil's favorite demon, Kane. He's supernatural.
I'm back.
People love him.
Yeah, you back. You back.
Y'all can see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, like I was saying, far as the Fiend, they booked him horribly, and so some of the luster went away from him. But I still say, you like what they doing with bringing them back against Lashley and all that. Now you got to put the belt on the Fiend, and then you got to give Alexa the women's Raw title. I think that'll be the best way to go. But anyway, fuck that. I digress because we talking about these releases. I don't give a fuck. Lana and Naomi wasn't never going to be able to become the women's tag champ. I didn't feel the glow.
Talk to me now.
I didn't feel the glow or the hose. So, I mean, what I'm saying is...
you go left for Baby Young alone.
Yeah, so she got to go...
He's speaking big facts in the chat, though.
Yeah.
She got to go back with her husband in AEW. I seen them posting... Love Conquers All on me.
I said that on Monday's show. That's the best thing for her because that's what he needs.
And so I'm all for that. Like I said, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, I want to see him go somewhere and succeed because he's super fucking talented. No, what you mean? But other than that, like I said, I really don't give a fuck about these releases and all these people that's all gung ho. Look, Braun Strowman had one of the big fucking white hot runs, and then all of a sudden he's getting F5 by Brock Lesnar, and he's Braun Strowman pissed somebody off in the back. I don't know who he pissed off in the back, but when he was as white hot as he was with to get these hands and all that shit, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball like a fucking Redskin running back. Fumbled that horrible. So, like I said, I really don't give two shits about these releases. They're gonna be able to go make more money, whether they on the indie scene or if they sign with AEW.
Facts.
AEW about to get another show, so that's gonna open up more TV time.
Listen, I like what man Derek said. I'm gonna put it back on the screen. And Willie, I'm gonna bring you back on in a second. All right, if you want to call back in. But Derek put AEW, aka acquires everyone's wrestlers. Okay, and here's the other thing, Dice. I'm gonna let you have the floor back where I was giving it to you beforehand. Everybody ain't going to AEW. And if AEW starts getting everybody that WWE lets go, then indie fans, AEW fans that complain about WWE, what's the difference? Dice?
All right. I thought about this. And now it's time for me to school all the people that laugh at AEW and say AEW is coming for WWE and yada, yada, yada. DC, Marvel, EA, 2K. Do you think that at one point of time that these people that work for one company didn't go to the competition?
They've all worked for every single federation.
They've all worked for the competition. Why? Because that's the only thing they freaking know.
That's all they know.
That's all they know. Know your worth. And if at this point in time, you know that AEW can pay you more money than New Japan or Ring of Honor, definitely more than Impact, why would you not go? Furthermore, just like my man said, we don't give a shit about millionaires losing their job.
I don't. I'm actually always offended by that.
For freaking life. At this point, what they've been on the Braun's been on the roster for like 8 years. Lana's been on there about 8 years. She signed a multi-million-dollar contract in 2019, bragged about it. So she probably got her top cut already. So who can? She's got a TikTok with like 2 million followers. She is a brand. If none of those wrestlers built the brand while they were on WWE, they fucked up the church's money. They fucked up their church's money. Period. So why are you complaining? If you ain't bought no shirt of none of these people, why are you complaining? Why do you care? Did you care when your friend Johnny lost his job? Nah, you probably was like, that motherfucker
listen,
Johnny crazy.
Remember how mad I told you I was about that when the releases came down in the pandemic when he's back now. What's his name? Drake Maverick. And everybody was like, oh my God, how do you fire him? I'm sitting there saying, I don't wrestling fans. I don't know if you even know this, but you're fucking crazy. Okay. I don't think you know you're fucking crazy, but you are. And it's okay because fan is short for fanatic. Fanatical means to be crazy about. Okay. Or the word for being crazy. So it's okay. Okay. It's still real to you, damn it, no matter what you say. But kayfabe is dead, but yet you want to be all involved in this. That's the problem. There's a reason why the Four Horsemen, the great Tully Blanchard said to me, he said, Mike, you're the guy that we love to talk to because you understand the business. People think they understand the business, but they don't because you get your emotions too involved. I understand it. I'm married. Shit, just last night, we were fighting about Naomi Osaka. I mean, a big-ass major fight. So I understand emotions, okay? So don't let your emotions cloud the real list. There's reality and there's perception, all right? My man Dan Patrick taught me that very well. The perception is you're fucking mad these guys got fired because the WWE is a piece of shit. When reality is people get fired every day, B.
Every day, B.
Every day, B.
Every day, B.
Read some of I want you to go to the Booker T one because I think to me, for wrestling fans, it's the most intriguing. And while you're bringing it up, this is why I think it's the most intriguing, okay? Because one of the things that I do not like is I don't like when someone WWE leaves WWE, every fan just automatically takes the wrestler's side, right? And they never understand they get mad at me. I say, well, it's a business, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's the fact, reality and perception. It is a business first, okay? And I don't want to hear the people say, well, oh, they got this cut and they got, who are you to tell them who they should fire and who they should not fire, who's worth something? Because you guys always keep sitting there and saying y'all guys are checking for this guy and checking for that guy, but I don't see none of you motherfuckers out there at these house shows. I don't see none of you guys buying any t-shirts. I don't see none of that. But when a WWE guy who still works for the company, I'm going to be real with you guys because that's what I do. I keeps it real. I don't even like Booker T. Okay? And I'm talking about off wrestling wise, like the things he does and things he says and the things he said about Sasha Banks and things like that. So I'm not a fan of Booker T. So I didn't bring him up. They'd be like, oh, go to the WWE guy. But in this case, I think he was speaking true. Go ahead, Dice.
Booker T was, you know what? I'm just going to read what he said. He said, Aleister Black is a good worker. All right, you know what? I can't do that shit. It makes my throat hurt. I don't know how he has a voice like that. But says Aleister Black is a good worker, but I'm looking for a guy that's talent. I'm looking for a guy that's going to go out and do things totally different than everybody else on the roster. Aleister Black had his MMA get up, his kung fu, karate, black mask for the finisher. I get it. But for me, Aleister Black was a guy that didn't set himself apart from the rest of the guys in the locker room. That is Booker T on Aleister Black's release. And you know what? He was 100% right.
His run wasn't long enough in NXT to matter.
He was right.
Right?
He was right.
Okay.
You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why he was right?
First of all, I like that shirt you got on.
Hey, classic.
I'm no man. I ain't got that shirt.
To quote this man, Stone Cold, that man said, you have to be able to turn chicken shit into chicken salad.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know why Booker T was right? Because think about what they put Aleister in. The motherfucker was sitting cross-legged in the ring with Mustafa Ali and Ricochet. They formed a tag team with Ricochet and Aleister Black because they didn't believe in Black. They didn't believe in Ricochet.
I still don't think they believe in Ricochet. Now, when you look at these releases, I thought this was definitely one of them was coming, right? And then let's dig deeper, right, into what Booker T said, and then we're gonna go into some more factuals. Booker T stated, "Did you go from a Corona to a different kind of beer?"
Yeah, this is not your father's root beer.
Okay. Okay. So
that's Bud Light Orange. That's a Bud Light.
Okay, Bud Light Orange. Okay, I said, look, I should have known you weren't drinking no damn Corona.
Fast and Furious ain't out yet.
It ain't, come on, give it to me. Gotta hear the music. I want to start dancing. Come on.
Marunela.
Hey.
All right.
Okay, let's stop it now. But the reality is this, as I said earlier, for those who are, come to the program, you have to go out there, like Stone Cold said, and turn that bullshit into something great. And yes, I'm not going to sit here in lines and say I didn't like Aleister Black's look, that I wasn't checking for Aleister Black, but I can't tell you one memorable match I've ever seen the guy be a part of in this company. Okay, so I don't hear somebody say, well, oh, he was this, and Ricochet was this. I get that. Okay, I'm the big man when I go to home to my Darby, Pennsylvania. What up, Dodge City? But out here in Lake Mary, Florida, I ain't shit. You see what I'm trying to say here? Anybody can be the man just cuz. Matter of fact, half the people want to be the man just cuz, B, because people get fired every day, B, to quote my man, he was crazy. Okay. Rico. No Roughnecks, not that Rico. Okay. That's Barstow Troopers. But what did Booker T say that wasn't, to his opinion, accurate? Because you can say, oh, he was this, he was that. For me, I'm being honest. I've said this. We go back, guys. Remember when I first went to Virginia for Fox Sports? It was Christmas time. I bought my kids wrestling action figures every year. And I'm looking in the store. This last minute, I'm not going to lie, it's Christmas Eve or day before Christmas, somewhere around that time. And literally every single action figure was gone except for
Zack Ryder.
Kane's. No. You remember the story. I kept up. It was Kane and the Wyatt family stuff. And now to us, the Wyatt family was over, right? What did I say to you? I said, parents aren't too quick to put demonic things in their home.
Yeah,
believe it or not,
my sister won't even let my nephews wear anything with a skull on it.
For years, I didn't wear anything because of skull, because it means poison. Yeah. And symbolization, which I went to school for communication. Okay, I'm a communication studio broadcast major. It means something. So when people should tell me, oh, Justin Timberlake doesn't know what he's doing in that video. Yes, he does. Oh, these superstars don't know what they're putting on their back. Oh, yes, they do. It doesn't matter because they're there to sell. Okay, but demonic things will never sell. And Aleister Black's character was demonic. Now that you're going to say, Mike, they just put all this money behind him for a vignette. Really? That vignette was done with a camera and a green screen. Is that a lot of money? I don't think it's a lot of money. I don't think it takes a long time to make
some
that
dry
kind of
ice for a smoke effect.
It's some dry ice. Okay. Then we get into the other fact of the matter is, and this came out yesterday. And matter of fact, I put this on my page before all you people got the news this morning. I said, Braun, I was wrong though. Remember last night I was like, yo, he makes like 2-something million. Okay.
No, he gets 1 million.
Actually, I researched that too because Dave Meltzer was wrong. He was getting 1.7.
Shit.
He was getting $1.7 million to do what? Be a mid-card? And let's think about this. I've said for a while, giants in wrestling can still exist. Is he still a giant in the WWE? Because I can say that Commander Aziz is bigger than him and almost is taller than him. So is he even still the same giant that he is? And they got those guys a lot cheaper than they got Braun Strowman, who just signed his contract 2 years ago. Okay, so you have to understand something, guys.
Dabacato.
Put a little sock in that shoe. Wrestling is a business, whether you like it or you don't like it. Okay, and I think one of the comments I put up there earlier talked about how AEW can't afford all these guys. Okay, so we gotta stop saying all that shit too, right? And if they all do go to AEW, what they're gonna do? Dice, you guys add something to this because Aleister Black, right? 100% Black didn't do enough ever. Dennis Gonzalez. He also checked in. His music, his entrance was phenomenal. I put his character but his character was straight boring. CEO Emmy Richmond on the Twitter, my man Micah, Black Gamer Bros. He put you have to set yourself apart from the rest, not just in ring or on the mic, which he spelled my name, no pun intended, but also in the locker room and in the office. And that much I do know to be true also when it comes to this wrestling business. I don't know this for sure. Okay, I'm going off of Booker T words. I think he is also going off of Booker T words. Was he liked in the locker room? We don't know that, right? So I don't want nobody come tell me, yes, he was. You don't fucking know because you're not in that locker room. Nobody. Okay, it's just like I told them guys last night. On TV, I bet y'all all like MSK. I was at NXT the last 2 weeks. Them cats getting booed. Now, I don't even know why. I like MSK. Dice does it. Okay, again, it tells you the difference between wrestling fans. It's personal, right? So, also, somebody from the Unpopular Review, fuck all them releases. I know people who don't have jobs, and I didn't make that much money. Exactly. That's my point also. Y'all
I will say that the thing about one of the releases, they said Ruby Riott. They say, I'm not just saying it because I love Ruby Riott.
I like what KME put there too. They don't think business ethics exist in WWE. They
probably just do what not. But think about it. He's. I think that he's absolutely 100% right. And I'm gonna get to my Ruby Riott point in a minute.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That was great because I did. Excuse me. I did want to say this when I was talking about building a brand. Let's think about this for a minute. You're a professional wrestler. The goal is to get to the majors. The majors is WWE. You get into WWE. It is now up to you to build that brand. You see that over to the side?
Sorry, I think my computer monitor just came a little early.
That's all.
Something just got dropped off at my door.
Head of the table at Mike Knoxxx. Mike Knoxxx is the brand.
I've been doing this shit for too long. I get somebody pay me.
He's building the brand. See that down there? The Z is silent. I've been doing this shit for a while. Music, gaming,
facts, Willie.
Radio with Mr. Knoxxx. I've been doing it for a while. I just now started trying to get my brand up. I want to get paid too. So if they make it to the big leagues, that's like walking into a bar and you got a 3-piece suit on. And they say, oh, well, where you work at? Well, I work for Microsoft. I'm head of the development team. Oh, Microsoft. You goddamn right. So I work for WWE. Yeah, I'm a pro wrestler. I work for WWE. Vince McMahon. Vinnie Mac. Paul Levesque. Yeah, I know them. Why don't you hit my Twitter, follow me on Instagram, all that. Build that brand. So if these people didn't build their brand, that's on them. Especially if they've been there more than 3 years. Mm-hmm. That's on them.
You see a Ruby Riott point because Derek Mitchell made a great point about the interest about the Brew 25 years ago, which we still all love. If they put that interest back in any wrestling game, we will all still use it. Nobody's using Aleister Black interest except for my man Scotty. No offense, Scott. That's shout out.
Ruby Riott has been. It's been by all the we've seen Ruby on multiple things outside of wrestling, like the Up Down Downs. We've seen her on the documentaries, the 24s. Everybody loves her. She's a sweetheart. She cares about the people outside of being in the ring. She actually cares. Bayley regards her as one of the best wrestlers in the world. Bayley said this. Now, I don't know if it's becoming because she's a close friend. But I could easily put her in the top 10 if they would have gave the platform for me to back that up and not just be my opinion.
And that's your girl.
I do believe that she would be a top 10 women's wrestler in the entire world. And that's a very short list because outside of 10, I don't think it goes any more than that. You don't need any more because it can't go that far. My
only thing, and this is again wrestling fans and having to be personable, right? Dice loved her. Now, we read something a long time ago. Dice ran with it. We can't really say it on here, but she had a nice little body to her, right? But I would always say it's her look,
The
right? And
tattoos.
people get mad at me when I say this stuff, and it's you have to be able in this company. It's not a pro wrestling company. It's a
Quick
sports
pass.
entertainment company.
If she was as beautiful, and I use air quotes because I don't think that she's completely ugly, but I don't think she's completely pretty.
Right.
I think that she's acceptable. But if she had, think about it. Rhea Ripley is a taller, thicker, more beautiful looking woman in some people's opinion than Ruby Riott. She's got the tattoos. She's got the demonic shit of tattoos on her.
Who? I missed the name. I'm sorry.
Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
If she's exactly like Ruby Riott.
My wife says it's an androgynous look, if I'm saying that word correctly.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my wife likes Ruby Riott, but she says she has this androgynous look, which is, if I'm correct, it's beautiful with like kind of manly features, right? Like the chiseledness of her jaw and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like just looking at a feature instead of just like the face as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I use the air quotes, because I do think she's pretty. I don't think she's stunning. I don't think she's on Rhea Ripley's level, but you can't really call bitches ugly. Ooh,
no,
I can't call women ugly. But.
Well, no. That's why I was remember. I think it was KME who's listening, by the way, came up with the aesthetically pleasing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't find Charlotte the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. Okay, I don't find her necessarily all the way beautiful. You know what I mean? But with your Ruby Riott point, I think you're right. That they didn't strap the rocket ship to her or give her the opportunity to be anything different than what she was. I think also that I've also said this. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying this is what I think. I'm thinking this is what the company believes. They don't hire everybody to be superstars contrary to belief. I'm going to use the word they've been not supposed to say, like botch. I hate that word. Like jobbers. Y'all hate that word. So they say enhancement talent. It's a shame that can be the case, but a lot of them are hired just for his. I think I read somebody said it was like 350 people they hire, but they only use like 78 between all three brands, right? People get hurt. People got to go. When you're with this company, you have to be able to go in front of the world and the world to see you. And unfortunately, although we live in a much softer society today than we lived in 25, even 10 years ago, you have to still have a certain look about yourself to be in front of the camera. There's a reason why Bobby Lashley's finally there, because it's acceptable for blacks to be, he can look that way. 10 years ago, was Bobby Lashley champion? No, he wasn't. Okay. They didn't make Mark Henry their WWE champion. Why? Because if you go back to that SmackDown, when he grabbed that belt from Batista, this is when I know this is going to sound crazy. I first looked and said, damn, they are really kind of racist, the WWE. And I said, well, wrestling's racist in itself. They make fun of everybody. But remember that episode of SmackDown when he grabbed that belt from Batista and he's on top of the cage? They had that man looking like King Kong. Okay? And that was offensive to people. My wife,
pretty dark. He do kind of like King Kong with a sneak, though.
Listen, my wife and I fight all the time because I think that Roseanne got fired on TV for saying that woman looked like a monkey. Okay? And unfortunately, she did. I mean, I don't think
some
it's a
people
racist.
just look like some people got animal features. It
Jay-Z looks like a camel. No one gets mad at
like
camels. Right.
Joe Cool like a
Yo, my man, listen. This is for you. I gotta put it back up here. My man Damian Jones said we made UPR finally made it to the big leagues fucking with Mike Knoxxx. I had to show it again, yo. I love it. Somebody said she's a 5. Shut up, Micah. I sure hope Mercedes Martinez doesn't get released. She's an NXT. You know what? If she does, I don't think Mercedes Martinez is attractive either. And also they got too many. If they're not going to use them all, right? They got to stay there, guys. It's a reason why a football team has a 75-man roster when only like 33 people play. You know what I'm saying? Because if someone gets hurt, if someone gets sick, if someone catches anything, someone is there. I got a house show that's in Roanoke, Mississippi or Roanoke, Virginia. When the last time you seen Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley wrestle on TV? They don't anymore, right? Very, very seldom. What does it say right here?
Martinez, she is
Ultra Black
necessary.
Cross, another dark character on the come up. Now, I think those two characters, Steve, are different.
Very different.
Excuse me, in that, because Killian Cross's character, from what I gather, it's nothing demonic about his character. It's his time up. He's just this badass judo kicking machine. That's his gimmick. Aleister Black's gimmick, even the one they were finna come back out with against Big E, which again makes no sense. You know, it was demonic in a sense. Rhea is built thick. Ruby got a strong David Bowie jawline.
Oh Lord.
Dennis chimes in. Ruby is a very pretty girl, but you are right. Her look isn't the WWE bring entertainment. What do you say? What do you mean by that one, Michael? There it is. Okay. Well, I guess one of us said something smart. Like I mentioned before, WWE is a dream job, but no one says how long dreams will last. You have to maximize your time regardless of the 15 seconds, 1 minute, or 15 minutes of fame. And I've said that so many times, Dice. Remember how many times I would interview people? Matter of fact, we interviewed somebody. Shit, you've heard almost all my interviews, including my last big one with JTG. And I said, yo, when you get into wrestling, you want to go to WrestleMania. Y'all can talk all this bullshit fans all you want to. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about, okay? I talk to these people on a daily basis. I can pick up my phone and call, even Make America Great Road Dogg if I wanted to, okay? And they will all tell you from the Road Dogs to the John Flip that plays in XFW's Wrestling Federation in midgets will tell you, I want to go to WWE. That's where the big boys play, pun intended, because that's where the money is. WrestleMania is the end all, the be all. Now, once you've made that, like Zack Ryder, I think somebody said, shout out to Nico Extra. Nico Extra had put on a thing about how now everybody said, get Zack Ryder out of WWE. Right? Y'all want it. Y'all not using them. Well, where's Zack Ryder at now? He had a one-off in AEW. Now he's doing house shows at local indies. But you know what?
He just was fighting homeboy that got Brian Myers.
Okay,
they had a feud in Impact for what it was worth.
Okay,
it was
right. But still, he's made it though. He's not made a WrestleMania, but he's done
Zack
WrestleMania several times.
He was pretty. Listen, he's great friends with the Miz, so he's got a couple of appearances on Miz and Mrs. I'm pretty sure he's getting paid from USA Network for that, or Mike Mizanin is hitting him with it, or
facts, Jeff.
He still got his Matt Men. What's the wrestling podcast he got with the little action figures? He's got that, so he's already built his brand,
and that's doing very well. And that's doing very well.
He's more popular for his podcast and his wrestling figure collection than he is in a wrestling ring and outside of getting tossed off the stage by Kane.
Hey, Dice, this is what wrestling fans that complained and bitched about yesterday doesn't understand. And I love Uncle Rikishi because he takes full advantage of this shit. Every time you see Rikishi anywhere, what does it say? Hall of Fame.
Scarlett makes the character of
former WWE star. If you have participated in WWE, that's where your next check comes from. If these guys was not in WWE, would all these other federations kind of even want them? Because at the end of the day, you want your fans to watch your product. So if you were on WWE television, that means fans saw that guy, bring that guy or girl here, and it brings in more ratings. Let's see what Hugo had to say. I got a feeling he just shitted on me somehow in some way. We all know how much I hate Zack Ryder.
Listen, like you said, everybody wants to get on WrestleMania. Why? The royalty checks. The royalty.
And they come in once in a blue moon.
They come once in a blue moon. But every time they do a re-release of something, every time they re-edit something, every time they play it on NBC, every time they play it on, anytime somebody plays it on a network, that's like 3 cents or 10 cents, depending on how the contract is per stream. That's what they're getting. They need that.
Now, Dice,
they want that.
Read some of the tweets and things from the wrestlers themselves. And while you're bringing it up, I will mention this because how I get into it with Scotty, third mention, you owe me some money. How I got into it with my wife. And what do I always say, Dice, since you've known me, when people tell me about they read something from somewhere, I say, where did it come from?
Where's your source at and how credible are they?
So shout out to Scott Thomas. You know, he sent us a text. We're in a text line. And we both instantly just ran looking. And then on his own, because I said, where you get this from? And it was everywhere. Oh, they released Liv Morgan, and all these things.
Humberto Carrillo,
and Keith Lee, and guys,
we ain't see nowhere.
check your sources before you go out and do something, because you sound stupid. And like I said, if I want it right now, the unpopular Mike Knoxxx is silent blog. With all due respect, it doesn't make it what I'm saying accurate. Okay, anybody can make a blog is what I'm saying. You get that information from me, Dice?
I got you. So we like I was saying earlier, with Bailey was talking about how Ruby Riott was, so caring and stuff. And she's already going back to Heidi Lovelace. Ruby Riott's already going back to Heidi Lovelace and what she was made famous for. And, Liv Morgan also said that the world is going to be so happy to get Heidi Lovelace wherever she goes. Wherever she goes, you know what? She would automatically.
Me mad. I called that girl a monkey. Go ahead.
Rhea Ripley, her Twitter says, wow, broken heart. Lexi Kaufman, aka Alexa Bliss, terrible. And of course, it's a picture of Braun Strowman with a broken heart. Yeah. She no more backstage shit for her. Tegan Knox says that that one really stung. It's going to be a hell of a Lovelace world, in support of Ruby Riott. Trinity gave out a shout out to Lana. Says I am always your friend.
Trinity's back from the Matrix with Neo. Oh shit, Flaming Young, that Trinity. Yeah, my bad.
Naomi says, I am always your friend, bestie, sis, no matter what. At Lana WWE. And Renee.
Oh God, her comment pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
What a horrible mismanagement of some really talented people.
Yeah.
That
one made me mad. That one made me mad.
This is bad. Now we have to take into consideration of who it's coming from, right? And where her affiliation is with these people, and the displeasurement that her husband had with the company. So if you take away the husband part, because that's the closest heartstring that's pulling on this to me, and then you just put in take away who she knows personally, who she's very close friends with, she's shared Total Divas with, screen, whatever, and you just read it and then take into account that she's been through a lot of shit too. She's being backstage in those interviews. She's told a lot of war stories about how her almost getting chewed out or almost getting in trouble. Sort of something.
I don't think it's a nice place. I don't think it's a nice place to work there, Dice. I just don't. And sorry to cut you off there. What's the picture? I took the picture, but Alicia Taylor.
Yes.
Right. I watched her. I don't know what, I've always thought she was kind of pretty. Remember when we first saw her, I thought she reminded me of Whitney Houston. And I'm just watching as I've been in NXT the last few weeks. People are terrified in that company right now. But here's what gets me. And this hold
on. Let's clarify that. The mid-carders and low-carders are terrified.
Okay.
The people that know they are merchandise movers and they can put on 5-star matches, they ain't worried about enough. Ain't worried about none. Nigga ain't worried about none. They ain't worried about nothing.
So, but you can see it in their faces, right? And I want to just say this. Do you actually like your job? Although you still work there. Like, not saying like you particularly, Dice, but just
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's the thing where people have a job where they have a career.
Right. And if truth be told, they have a little bit of both, right? Because it is a job, although it's their career. Because they're not in the position of a pro wrestler to own their own career, as if you and I or someone goes out here and becomes an entrepreneur who owns it that way, or start their own business, because their body, not just their temple, is their business, right? Alicia Taylor is bae. Super Black Bros, back off, okay? Just back off. Although she has the back of her head shaved, and I'm kind of not a big fan of that, so I might go ahead and let you have her. Okay, on that note, real quick, I do want to talk about because with these releases, we did have AEW.
Oh, wait! There's one more.
Okay,
there's one more, and I got to talk on it because everybody has been blowing up my DMs, sending me text messages.
You know you like them DMs.
Nah, I don't even. I've never hooked up with a girl through her DMs ever.
I haven't either. I'm too old for that, but there wasn't around in my day.
But they said, "Did you see what CM Punk said?"
Oh God,
Did you see what CM Punk said?
CM Punk said something.
CM Punk is trashing the WWE again. I guess he was right after all.
You mean Phil Brooks?
Phil Brooks.
Okay. Because Chicago made Punk, and CM Punk, aka Phil Brooks, ain't from Chicago. He's from Rosemont, Illinois. That's like being from Chester, Pennsylvania, and saying you're from Philly. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay, so he sends out a pretty long thing, but the gist of it is he says it's like a movie with a blockbuster budget and cast, but if it's written creatively bankrupt nincompoops specifically for an audience of one, that one being VKM. Now, I kind of get what he's saying, right? Because we could probably say,
Eric, I agree with you. Punk could be back one day.
We could probably say that, you know, based off of the general consensus and the backlash that the first Justice League was probably made for the director. Because that wasn't Snyder's cut. I don't care for either one of them, but everybody says, you know, so he probably made that for them. So in retrospect, he's saying that, you know, this is all to please Vince McMahon. But you know what? I'm going to defend Vince McMahon on this one as a wrestling fan.
I'm sorry. That's not even something that I get accused of, defending Vince.
I'm going to defend Vince McMahon on this.
Okay.
Now,
excuse me. Oh God, big kiss.
People.
All right. Shut up. What's going on, DC Crawford? That's my man right there, y'all. Follow that man on Instagram, Twitter, social media. That's that boy collect a lot of shit.
y'all done made Big Kith take off the belt. Now, I gotta defend Vince McMahon because yes, Vince McMahon is talking to the refs to relay the message to the performers. Yes, he's doing this, right? We all know this. But what everybody does not get, or what they don't say or see or acknowledge, there's other people there. There's other people there, right? Who was Road Dogg? He's a producer. Tyson Kidd, he's a producer. There are multiple people producing. Like right now, Tyson Kidd is getting so much credit for the way that the women's division.
Norman Smiley is a producer.
Producer as well. So you think that he ain't got a headset on?
Being told what to do and what to say?
Yeah. So they also relay the messages. Vince has the final say, but at what point are y'all people going to look at the people that you are vouching for and that you are going for and say, you know what? They ain't got it.
Kurt B. Kappa. All his females come from DMs.
They ain't got it. Like what? When is somebody going? Y'all get mad because the guy because my man leaned over to Bill Murray in Space Jam and said, "Forget it, it's over with. You can't play." The man lived his dream. The man lived his dream in playing the Monstars. He helped win the game. That's it. That was these people made it to WWE, to their dream. They was on national TV. They made it. Good effort. It's over with. You can't wrestle. You can't perform. We don't believe you. You need more people. And the people that are backing you, they ain't backing you enough. So stop. Leave Vince alone.
Whoa.
Leave him alone.
Hold on now.
Leave him alone.
I'm probably the biggest Vince and Kenny McMahon fan that's not a wrestler who worked for the company before. He deserves to get fucked with.
I am sick and tired of fans telling us that Vince is out of touch.
Yes.
But then, hold on. But then we will get somebody like a Aleister Black, like a Big E, like a Keith Lee, like a Jey Uso, like a Seth Rollins. And you'll see on a documentary, they win their match, they win a title, they go over to Vince, they hug him. Who do you think made that call? The secondary producer? You think Road Dogg made that call? Vince made the call. So when Vince put the strap on somebody, it's great job, Vince. The people hug him. They hug him. The performers hug him. Tell you, thank you. He tells them, you deserve it. And then as soon as they take the belt off somebody and they de-strap him and they kick him out of the company, now it's, oh, he's out of touch. Was he out of touch when he put the strap on that motherfucker?
Nah. And I'm gonna touch
so y'all leave him alone.
What KME said, I do think maybe not Tyson Kidd as much, but Road Dogg's opinion does matter because he's a former champion and he's Triple H friend. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I do think that
Tyson
a little Kidd's opinion matters because there's been no other person that's worked closely with those ladies and choreographing those matches more than him
in the last year and a half. Yes. In the last year and a half.
If y'all want to if you want to go ahead and laugh at that, that's fine. But at the same time, we've watched many of wrestling documentaries or on Total Divas, whatever have you, with behind the scenes stuff, and they rave about him. There's stories about them raving about him. He produced that dope ass WrestleMania match, the tag match, and the freaking world title match with Sasha and Bianca. So let's not act like he ain't got no kind of say. Although Vince has the final gavel. Where's my gavel?
Oh God.
Ain't got it. Vince got the final, he's got the final say so, but
listen,
let's stop acting like it's all Vince's fault.
Before we go, I want to just address two things.
Already?
Yes, it's been going. One is the comments of Mark Henry, right? About he pretty much the same thing. If you remember Jericho thing. He told Vince he told Vince what he was going to do. You know what I mean? And Vince said, hey, if you can find greener pastures, then go right ahead. And he just went further on to say that, he felt that he had talent that wasn't being used. I can say this much about Mark Henry. He is responsible for Bianca Belair, Montez, and for Braun Strowman. He found those guys. So whatever. I'm all about wrestling. So if they can go over to AEW, make AEW a better product, I'm all for that. But making a better product doesn't mean picking up WWE's sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds, and fourths. I'm gonna say that. Now I'm gonna bring.
But that doesn't. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just because they didn't do it in WWE at the time doesn't mean that they won't be back. Sometimes you gotta leave. Sometimes you gotta leave that girl. Grow, come back. You'll be happily ever after. Let's think about people like Angle. Yes, Angle, he was great in WWE.
He spent most of his time in Impact Wrestling.
He spent 10 years in Impact. 10 years in Impact and put on some of the greatest matches in the world. Christian spent about 5-6 years, put on some of the greatest matches that he's ever had, period. And then came back, and then everybody got on the Christian train like, oh, he really is main event.
Y'all wasn't that good.
Y'all want cheer for for Christian.
I want cheer for Christian and the fucking 5-second pole. I'm a wrestling fan.
Y'all want cheer for Christian and Tyson Tomko when they went over there to Impact.
Nobody.
He became a serious threat.
But Tom Cole was great as his protector.
Yeah. So let's stop acting like these people were on the level of Randy Orton and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and got released out of nowhere. No, let them grow. Let them grow. Let them go somewhere else and grow.
What everybody is now touching on, what I believe I know somewhere about in the last month we spoke about this already about are they selling the company? I put somebody commented earlier and said, well, it can't be NBC, right? Because it's that monopoly thing in America, right? Yeah. And they're on their own Peacock and things like that. And the stocks have gone up, right? Because and I hope I'm probably wrong. Okay. I don't know. I haven't got this from nobody other than people that I do know that, around the area said they think also. Nothing was confirmed that they think they are preparing for a sale. It's like once you start selling off assets like fucking Michael Jackson, and that's exactly what they've been doing, just releasing people, you can begin to think that. But as inquiring minds start to want to know, I start to put back on my intelligent wrestling fan hat, and I go, I don't think they're selling. I don't think they're selling because they are making money. They made more money last year because they didn't have to go out on the road. Okay, so. I know what it looks like. I know that all your favorite dirt sheets and all your favorite YouTube shows you listen to are selling you that, but there's no facts here. Okay. Yes, it's set up as it looks like they're going to sell. Because of this, because everyone keeps saying it, it makes me want to doubt it, Dice.
You know what? I don't think that. Oh, Derek, you are 100% wrong, and let me school you, my brother. There's guys like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Robert Roode.
Yeah, those guys would be TNA guys, but those two guys, Christian and Kurt Angle, will always be WWE guys. I agree with them on that one.
That's fine, but at the same time, let's think about the back half of TNA, the actual TNA, and not Impact.
Yeah,
those two guys,
shit,
very pivotal.
Impact,
very pivotal.
You count Impact as TNA?
No, they do, but once you take TNA off of it, they now consider it a different
Impact.
entity.
Okay,
yeah, it's just Impact. But so today, I walk into my job and they're talking stocks and bonds, and I like to talk about money.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE opens up at
like $50.
Yeah. $55. And I sent you the screenshot this morning. And they're because of the sales of the contracts or the release of the contracts, people are going gung-ho and putting money in these stocks. And it sounds really well, but the one thing that none of these sheets that I've read or any of the tweets that I saw, like, nobody's taken to the fact that WWE is about to go back on the road. You don't think they don't need this fucking money to go back on the road?
Well, they're saying that Vince owes money to the XFL investors still. Yeah. They're saying Vince is in money kind of trouble. So like KME even said, he said maybe not now, but in the next 3 years or so. Well, I had an argument with Waj Shabazz about, will cable be dead in 10 years? That's about 7 years ago. Guess what, guys? Cable's still far from fucking being dead.
And I still watch cable. So
cable's not going anywhere despite streaming services taking over and cable numbers dropping. Cable is still around. Because guess what? Through all these streaming packages we all have, if you don't have cable subscribers, you can't have those channels. There would be no ESPN on your YouTube TV if ESPN wasn't on cable, having all those cable subscriptions, right? So will they again? Never say never.
Think that Vince will trust anybody,
but his family, but his family doesn't want it, and that I know. I have that on good authority. Stephanie doesn't want to run it. Shane doesn't want to run it.
But I bet you Paul Levesque do.
But Paul Levesque don't have enough money.
He don't have enough. But if he can get enough, if he can get some
investors, right?
If he can go ahead and pull some old Cookie Lion Empire type shit and do a hostile takeover, then by all means, it would be welcomed. But I do believe I was saying this as well, KME, that somebody said it today when I posted that their stock was up, and somebody said immediately, "Oh, they're going to sell."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't expect a quick sale. So if anything, this is definitely going to be a slow burn, because at this point in time, it gives time to see what your product can do to turn things around.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you time to see what the demand for wrestling from your company demands. And if it continues to go downhill, and specifically Monday Night Raw, your flagship show, in which there's rumors that USA is completely disappointed with what they're putting on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
If these rumors are true, this makes more validation for them to be on the track to selling.
And you took my thunder, you put it there first. So I'm always a believer in, if somebody said something before I say it, I will always give the credit. I heard that. I have not said anybody that, but since it's here in my on our show in the chat, I will. That deal that Tony Khan's punk ass wanted to, and I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Tony Khan. I know people love him. I don't like guys. Let your father talk, because it's not your money. It's your daddy's money. So that's why I don't like the guy. But I do hear NXT Japan is coming. And that's the whole deal with them. It's not about the talent and working together and having an invasion and Okada and all those guys coming over, them making another brand. And going back what you said about USA Network and Raw, but we got it here. And Mr. Lopez from Wrestle Wars mentioned, he said, "You seem like that. You guys don't understand it. It's Raw and WWE is a horrible product." No, Raw is a horrible product. And it's not the talent that makes Raw horrible. It's the storyline writing. It's the creative of Raw that makes Raw bad. But the talent on Raw is awesome. But NXT is a great show. To me, SmackDown is the best show on TV.
Producers from Fox and sit them in
and
the
that's
USA
the
Network.
And that's also the difference, Dice. You got people at Fox demanding what they're getting.
Yeah, and this is, you got to think about the audience that Fox reaches and the shows that they put on. right? So they want
NFL,
it's very clear. It's very clear that they want characters in
Top
WWE
notch.
that relate to the shows that they're
Their
already
audience.
portraying. Right? So USA, if you look on the flip side, USA kind of does the same thing, but at the same time, WWE doesn't deliver with Raw the same way they do with SmackDown. So the sale thing could probably be, but I think this is a reach to think that they might be possibly sabotaging the relationship with USA Network just so they can get a quick sale. I doubt it. I've heard it. Kind of brings a little bit of would they, could they? Because for them to like drop off so quickly and the quality of content that they're putting on Raw, it's a head scratcher. Like to suddenly break up the Hurt Business.
Yeah, before
to keep putting Drew McIntyre on my screen, threatening Bobby Lashley
over with all his damn taco meat,
knowing that the fans want what we want, and the only thing that makes this Lashley run acceptable is give me the Beast.
Listen, that's a rumor that I also heard. Okay, is that these releases are to set up that money to give up more money so they can get Brock Lesnar back in here.
In the 2 slide mentions of Brock Lesnar last week backstage with MVP and Lashley
could mean something.
And
hold on, I'm not going to acknowledge you, Elvis, but because I was. And then you wrote again, acknowledge you. I was going to put up your little whack ass comment that no one fucking believes. Okay. I love DMD, but she ain't nowhere near the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. She's not. Can I? You know what, Elvis? Usually you come on here. Usually I teach you a lesson, right? Because usually you be with the shits, but today I am with you with the shits, and I'm gonna beat your ass too.
Look at me.
I'm looking.
Look at me. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I'm staring in your fucking eyes.
Britt Baker, DMD, is the best women's wrestling character right now. She's been the best for the past month and a half.
Oh, right now. Okay.
Nobody in WWE.
I still don't think she's better than Bayley.
I'm not talking about wrestling.
I'm talking about character. I still don't think she's better than Bayley. I thought Bayley's last 2 promos were insane.
Bayley's character is the closest thing to her, but Bayley's also now losing steam because she doesn't have that belt anymore.
Well, guess what?
When she had the belt,
they make this
her
girl.
character was a little bit more.
Luckily they didn't. She bled by mistake and got fame and force from her, just like Becky Lynch did.
But she was already planted to be on the verge and carrying that division.
Here's my thing. I would
definitely want my dentist to look like that.
If anybody, which by the way, the next day she's in her dentist's office with the belt because she, right down the street from where I live at. We're all talking about trying to go get some teeth clean, just so she can clean her teeth. Okay, I love Dr. Britt Baker, so I don't want this to come off like it's anti-Dr. Britt Baker because it isn't. I love her. She's the best thing in AEW as far as their women's division is concerned, and it's amongst the top 3 in the company. In my opinion,
top 3 of the company overall.
So, but. Hashtag wrestling is storyline. The storyline is being wrote that way for, right? So I can't argue what you said, you Dice, but what the fuck Elvis said is retarded. Couple more comments before we get out of here. Pretty sure WWE has a $39 million settlement to pay. With who? Who does WWE?
I wouldn't. Yeah, definitely.
So that I want to know where you got that fact from. I like Britt, man, but nobody is touching the fucking queen. Jeff, I don't listen. Okay. Thank you for acknowledging me, Mike. Fuck you, Elvis. All right. Last comment. Britt Baker also needs another women's AEW to compete with. And again,
they have them. They have them.
Who? Thunder Rosa?
Toy Conti, Anna Jay. Are they not? What's the
Jade? It's gonna be the next biggest one they have. To me.
Did you see they released Awesome Kong as well?
Who did?
Did you see that? AEW. I didn't even know she was still on the roster.
I thought she was finna do this last season of Glow. Then it's unpopular opinion. I don't like Britt Baker. Fuck it. Unpopular opinion. I hate Karrion Kross.
He finds her annoying. Good.
But I did.
He's doing her job.
But I did love that. I never liked Batista until he did something in front of me in person where he just, as a wrestling fan, I thought was cool. But he did a pose down.
More baby oil than he should have.
No, shut up. He did a pose down. Before HH pissed off the black community, it was a house show and he did some poses with him, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, but Karrion Kross last week at NXT, The nuclear heat he got from the crowd for flipping off my daughter and another little girl, I thought was freaking cool because that's how you get over. You want to be a heel, you do heel shit, and giving two little girls middle fingers. It's pretty fucking heel shit. Okay. But teach that baby, oh, fuck you, Dennis, and fuck you for saying this shit. Speak on it, Z-Man. Who the fuck? Oh, Z is silent. I'm gonna say, what the fuck? I got confused for a second.
Come on, man. You know what it is. You know what it is.
Listen, before we go, I do want to make sure we get some respect to the other shows on the Unpopular Review, guys. We're gonna come right back to close this out. We'll be right back, y'all.
I think of both Eddie and Mox. Yeah, they're both up there right now.
What
They're
do you
gonna
guys
have
think of them as a team?
I enjoy them as a team. I thought that the exploding shit was obviously really stupid at Revolution, but I like that story. I don't like how it was executed with the bomb, but the story that they had been telling for the last 3 to 4 months leading into that, and then even after that, I've enjoyed every single thing out of the story, and I think they're winning the belts.
Came out and said, "Listen, I sort of like you, kid. I'm trying to find someone to be basically my protege, has the right swag,
$1 million legacy,
the $1 million legacy."
This was a very good, hard-hitting match from this week. Thank both of you because I knew it. In my opinion, Xavier Woods is one of, if not the most underrated wrestler in all of WWE.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on like the whole Scorpio Sky thing? Because like I said, that whole scenario, why it was not like really funny, I really was laughing, and I probably shouldn't have been laughing. But I felt like he was really he was that person.
Katrina and Captain Shakespeare, come fuck with the dog, Joe. We want you girls on this program. We are formally inviting both of you females to come up on this wrestling show.
It would be nice to have a female's perspective
yes.
in what we do. We can even a mixed tag match.
You're it.
Let's take 5. Let's take 5 things in pro wrestling, whether it be storylines or favorite characters, best of the best, and let's debate them. We need a moderator.
We need a moderator. This is an entertainment show, so we can talk entertainment because also they have. I'm getting mad. I know they're listening. If y'all don't put me on one of them goddamn movie reviews, I'm gonna have a motherfucking conniption fit. Okay,
my man knows his movies.
Y'all
know too much.
I watch too much fucking TV and shit, dog. So I don't get invited to this.
Hey, look at that. Murph said he'll be the moderator. That's what I like. You know what?
Listen, we got something for you already.
Around the blocks, the Zia Salad is challenging any duo, male, female. It don't matter. Dog, cat,
except for the wizard, he doesn't count. We don't bring Corey involved. He's Corey's he's a
any duo.
Okay. You too, Corey. I ain't afraid of you.
Any duo.
We got you.
Come on. I'll school you.
Listen.
I'm handing out all types of applications. Come get this work.
So to answer your question, why?
Because he makes too much money.
He makes too
and he
much
wasn't
money.
even on TV. The motherfucker was doing vaccine commercials for the USA Network.
At least it
wasn't
it wasn't Beltrax. Beltrax commercials.
Get vaccinated or get these
Murphy
hands.
could go. Braun Strowman can go. Aleister Black can go. And Lana, although I'm going to hate her to leave, she can go as well. And
She can go because we got Eva Marie back. Whose social media pops more, Lana or Eva Marie?
Now, when you bring up Eva Marie's name, people get really mad. It says they were being sued for not showing all details of the Saudi deal. They were accused of attempting actual inflating the stocks by not showing details of the eventual factuals. I personally know that was to be a false rumor. So that's just me. I know for a fact that rumor was just that, a rumor in itself. They do not owe that money in that way. Sorry for that one. I'm discrediting you, and I appreciate you listening and tuning in. I just know for a fact that was a huge rumor. And it says by stockholders and others. Well, again, show me something that I don't know, because if I'm wrong, I'm always saying that I'm wrong, and I'm not afraid
Bring
to
your
I'm
link
wrong.
to the next show.
But yeah, please do that. What my friend said, gave him a read. Get him, girl. You know that boy be liking him some girls. Lana gets to be with her husband, and remember the original run with. Listen, I said it on Monday's show, Jeff. That strap, if AEW smart, you put the rocket ship to Miro, and the only thing with hold Miro down, he doesn't have a mouthpiece. And like my man said, Big Kip said, and buying everybody some grills, I got a bill in my mouth like Hillary Rodham. Okay, he needs Lana back to do that. Listen, we're gonna get up out of here, Dice. We've gone 15 minutes too long. My kids is hungry. I want to whip somebody's ass in some Madden. Where can they find you, Dice? Your gaming channel, all the good stuff.
Everywhere. The Z is silent. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm around. Z is silent.
And you see all mine on the screen. Just, holla at your boy. So let me
I didn't get that
guys.
respect.
I didn't make the. Don't wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me for me and don't love God. Or no, that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all the time.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't